it's Annette with Sun to Shine Astrology and Tarot, and welcome to the astrological side of the week of October 11th through the 18th. We have a pretty eventful week. As you can feel, the storm has been brewing all week, and the storm has finally arrived, guys. We are definitely going to start to feel the repercussions of all of this intense energy that has been building and has been brewing in the background. This storm, this energetic storm that you are going to be subjected to, is going to be very intense because we have several aspects at play this week. Now, of course, we have all the residual energy that we have been dealing with. We have had a lot of power and control struggles, and we have a very politically energized environment full of a lot of adversity. And to say the least, it's been draining. So last week I asked you to take the week off and just focus on building your strength for the storm that's been coming. And this, because the storm has finally arrived, I do want to start to go into how we can get through this very turbulent energetic time. Before we get started, I'm just going to run through the days really quick. So on October 12th, we will be having an exact sextile between Jupiter and Capricorn and Neptune and Pisces, which is in retrograde. But we are also on that same day going to be having Venus in Virgo, which is in an Earth trine, is going to be in the same degree and is in a sextile with Mercury in Scorpio. We will be having on October 13th, we will be having a Mercury retrograde, which is in a T square, a cardinal T square with the Earth trine still. And then on the 16th of October, we will be having a new moon in Libra, still having the cardinal T square and the Earth trine. So let's break these down day by day, because I think that that will be easier for us so that we can just focus our energies and really try to route our energies on something positive. So we will be having an Earth trine this entire week. And a trine is a very blessed energy in a natal chart. However, a trine can be one of those areas that, if you were looking at it in your natal chart, where it comes so easy for you that you don't value it enough. And this, I'll give you an example. An example of somebody who has, let's say they have an Earth trine. So in the material realm, they experience a lot of blessings. And they may not, especially if, let's say Jupiter and Capricorn is in their Earth trine, then they may not understand that they have this very gifted life. They have this life that's very blessed, with material possessions and material wealth, and things come to them in their careers, and they get lots of opportunities. So they, because they're so blessed in that area, they don't value it, and so they often squander that energy. That can be a trine. In this particular energy, I see a couple things going on. I see that the earth is very angry, and so there's have been a storm brewing in our environment. For those of you that believe in global warming, then we are going to start to see reoccurrent. We're going to see reoccurrent situations come up, more and more and more storms. We're going to have a very, very tough winter. It's going to be very unusual and extreme, right? And we're also going to have a lot going on in the physical realm, the material realm. And so there is going to be a lot of people who are always used to getting their way, not getting their way, because there is an element of chaos in this, because Uranus is in Taurus, which is in retrograde right now. Which means for some of you that have been abusing power, some of you that have not been maintaining your power, giving your power away, not knowing how to empower your lives, these issues will come to the forefront in some weird and unusual way. You will see a lot of strange behavior. You will see a lot of people acting very uncharacteristic, losing control. Some people wanting to abuse power to gain control because they know they're losing control and they're desperate to have the control that they once had in their past. They're going to be it's going to be very hard on the ego, this particular starting this week. We have some other energy that I want to talk about, that is going to be going on. And so let's first talk about the 12th of October. So on the 12th of October, we have an exact sextile between Jupiter and Capricorn and Neptune and Pisces. On that same day, we have Venus in Virgo, which is in the Earth trine, in the same degree in a sextile with Mercury in Scorpio, which is in retrograde. So I want to talk. I'll break those two down individually on October 12th, with Jupiter in an exact sextile with Neptune and Pisces. This is a great time for you guys to think of ideal situations that can empower your life. Goals, dreams, think outside of the material realm. You almost have to be in kind of like a very elevated mindset, very firm in a belief system. It could have been something that you once believed in the past. Say you were an artist when you were young, but for whatever reason, you just put it aside and then became much more interested in attaining material wealth. And so you forgot about this gift you have. You can pull forth that gift and start to capitalize off of it, make a career out of it, expand the potential of that particular situation. And that can happen. There could be some inspiration that comes from this, because Uranus and Taurus is in a trine with this energy, which means there could be an inspirational moment. There could be a dream. There could be you could get energized all of a sudden about this particular part of the physical existence, of you being in the physical realm. Kicker is Jupiter is also expanding Mars and Aries energy, and it's squaring off with Mars and squaring off with Sun and Libra on this day. So there's two ways this day can go. It can be very ego-based and very self-destructive, and you could go out of control, and you could try to tell people what to do, and you could just be delegating all over the place and forcing your orders onto people and being a petulant little child, and it could go just a whole hell of a really bad way. Or you can really embrace empowerment, and you can really start to make decisions based around something that really energizes you on a soul-based level, Also, with this same energy, with Venus being in Virgo and this sextile with Mercury in Scorpio, you could feel a heightened sense of awareness. You could feel a deep connection with things that you want. You could be very insightful about things you want to attract into your life. You could feel an intensity and a desire to go in a specific direction, almost as if you're being led. It's really ordained energy, very beautiful. Again, there's some unusual or chaotic trigger with this energy. It's like something triggers it. So I do expect that on October 12th, there will be a burst or a trigger or a deep emotion that sets this type of energy into motion. Either way. Now, again, I just totally believe in manipulating your energy. There is good and bad energy to tune into. It is a frequency. You can change your frequency. Be sure that you are in the positive headspace, because as we go further into this week, it gets a little more challenging. And so we really got to be focused on the right energy. Okay. So the very next day I want to talk about is October 13th. October 13th is a highly charged day, to say the least. Mercury goes into retrograde. Mercury, the planet that rules communication, the your day-to-day life, your day-to-day interactions, your phone, through texting, through um, you know, Instagram, however you communicate with people. Mercury goes into retrograde, which makes it, I don't know, it's just easy to communicate. It's easy to not, um, for people to misunderstand you. And you could mean one thing, but it comes out a different way. And that can be very frustrating if you are trying to convey something to somebody that's really important. There is going to be a lot of very intense conversations, especially about past endeavors, past things, things left undone, things that are fear based, things that evoke. We're going to be experiencing a lot of mental triggers, and a lot of deep, deep, intense feeling behind these things, because we have what's called a cardinal T-square on this same day. At the same time, we have this Earth trine, right? So cardinal T-square is going to be between Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter, because they're still all conjunct up there. And it's going to be between Mars in Aries, which is in retrograde, and the Sun in Libra. And the thing about this one is Mars in Aries, which is in retrograde, and the Sun in Libra are both going to be in 21 degrees. That is a tight opposition. That is a neck and neck type of conflict. That is, I don't expect that anybody is the winner. People are equally in the wrong, disputing these ego-based things, things that they are centering their world around. You're just not going to communicate effectively. If you are involved in a conflict or an intense emotional issue or something where you want to talk about something that you either really desire an end result, or you really want to talk about what's fair or just or what's right or wrong, or black and white thinking comes into mind, very rigid thinking comes into mind, people being very this could be a very destructive conversation, to be quite honest with you. It could be, what may break down needs to be broken down. That Plutonian type of energy, so that something can flourish and grow there. So it can be very destructive this week. It could be frustrating. There could be lots of obstacles, lots of challenging energy. It could be, it's a very karmic time. And it's a time where you're going to be impatient with results. It's going to be frustrating that you can't move forward faster. You know what I'm saying? It's going to feel like you're being restricted or constricted, or you're going to feel very trapped by your circumstances. And that is going to make people who can't handle, who have no self-control, no ability to regulate, and be patient, right? Those people are going to lose their crap in this energy. There is going to be some very fear-based stuff that I feel is going to get rather scary. And I could feel it coming. I could feel it coming for months. I knew October would get this way, because when we started dipping into Scorpio energy, and we've got cardinal T-squares, and we've got an Earth trine, and the Earth trine is such a blessed energy, but it can also be one of the scariest things in the world to go through, because it's there's nothing that stops it once it starts. So if there's an earth, like if there's a storm, it's a destructive storm. It's a catastrophic storm because there's nothing to stop that sort of power, right? And we are forever humbled by nature and by the ability for it to make us submit to it. It's also has to do with incredibly political charged events, government issues, because Capricorn rules the government, it rules power and control, it rules the laws that govern us and regulate us and control us in any way. But when we've got the sun in Libra, the Libran energy, it's all about fair and just and doing the right thing and peace and harmony. And if whenever Libra energy does not feel that level of peace or does not feel like things are fair or just, it is an immediate response for Libra to go on the defense of that and to pull out every fact, every statistic, everything to back up an argument, right? But then we have this Mars-based energy and this T square that's just very combative, very sick and tired of not getting its way, very impatient with results, very angry, very frustrated that its ego is not being fed. Mars is it doesn't like being held back. Mars wants to move forward. It's determined. It's all about stamina and it's all that the energy that launches you forward, but it can't because it's in retrograde. So it's just held back, and it's like a caged animal, just ready to just. Ugh. So this is a crazy week, crazy week, filled with as if it's not enough, right? As if it's not enough, because we always have this chaotic element. Everything that I'm talking about is being aspected by Uranus and Taurus. Uranus energy, anything it touches, it adds an element of unpredictability and chaos to it. And so, even though Taurus energy is usually stable and predictable and very slow moving, because it's Uranus is in Taurus, which is in retrograde, anytime a planet goes into retrograde, it dips into the opposing energy a little bit more. And so you're dipping into Scorpio energy, which that's some dark energy. That could be your deepest fears coming forth for us to deal with. People's deepest fears. It could be their fetishes, their obsessions, their jealousy, their inability to get what they want or what they desire. It's some dark stuff. And I hate bringing it to you, but I mean, what can you do? Because we're going to talk about positive energy. Then we have the new moon in Libra. That is going to be happening on October 16th. And a new moon is always a new energy, fresh energy. However, this new moon, guys, lucky us, is going to be involved in this T square. So this is particularly charged because it's Libran energy. So this may be facts coming out. It may be the truth coming out. It may be it may come out in such a way where it's not easily disputed. That's what I'm feeling. Because here, I'll tell you why. So the new moon in Libra is going to be trining the north node in Gemini. So we're going north with this. Whether we want to or not, a trine it's going that direction. It's pushing us forward in a positive way. It doesn't matter if we want this or not. So you have to think of all of this air energy. So this is a lot of conversations, a lot of stuff in the media. It's a lot of stuff. It's dualistic because of the Gemini energy. So there's two sides to this. There's two versions of it, I think. And then I think in both sides of the conversation, somewhere in the middle is probably the truth, somewhere in there. Could be hard to decipher. But then we have the new moon is opposing Mars in Aries, which to me that's a little better. An opposition is a challenge for this Aries energy. So even though Mars is in retrograde because it's being challenged by the sun and the moon, I think that it kind of revs it up and pushes it, even though you may be completely exhausted, uh, overwhelmed. You're still going to push forward a little bit because there's that challenge level there. Having said that, the new moon in Libra is going to be squaring off with Jupiter, squaring Saturn, and squaring Pluto. So this definitely is some information is going to come out. Some things are going to come out that we know are not fair. We know will not create peace or harmony at all. It's an abuse of power. It's filled with a lot of dark secrets. I see secrets in this energy. I see retribution and karma coming up. I see a lot of issues where people were starting trying to get away with things, and that those coming out because of all this past-based energy. A new moon is a chance for us to connect to new energy in a specific area. So if we want to create positivity and if we want to create energy in, especially, I mean, Libra energy is relationships, partnerships, bonds, and unions. And Venus, its ruler of Libra, is, in this grand earth trine. So for some of you who really want to start to build relationships, partnerships, bonds, and unions that last a lifetime, for anybody who wants to attain success and pleasure in the physical realm, that is possible. That is highly possible with all of this energy. But at first, you've got to get truthful. You've got to get honest with yourself. If you're a person who's out there saying, well, I don't want a relationship, but you do, deep down in the Scorpio depths of you, deep down in that hidden corner where you've pushed aside all those physical wants and needs because you have been unsuccessful in this arena, the truth comes out that you actually do need love and companionship and partnerships and bonds and unions that support you in the physical realm. We need people more than ever. We need people more than ever to love us and for us to understand that this incredibly toxic and chaotic time right now, it's just really honing us in on what we should be focusing on. And for many of us, the material realm has gotten out of control. And so we are now being simplified, and it's almost like we're being funneled in on what really is important. The material realm, we were getting so focused on material possessions and wealth and narcissism and, looking our best possible version. We weren't paying attention to the things that really mattered. And this time is honing us back. It's letting us know, actually, spirit and the power of nature and everything can wipe us out in 1 minute. We're not invincible. We are at the mercy. Everybody, the most powerful people, are at the mercy of laws, rules, and regulations and karma. So maybe laws, rules, and regulations, the physical world isn't doing it. Well, guess what? Saturn's up there. Karma will lay down the law. But the law will be laid down thanks to Libra energy. The law will happen. And peace and harmony is the end result. And being in control and having more self-control and having more restraint and having more and thinking of things in the long run instead of all this instantaneous gratification that we seem to desire so much on a regular basis, almost at a toxic level. It's a lot to talk about, guys. it's a lot to talk about because our egos are so intertwined in embedded belief systems that are changing, whether we want them to or not. They're changing, and there's nothing we can do to stop this train. Nothing we can do. And so this is a monumental week. I have laid out a lot for you energetically, and I'm so sorry. There's so much positive energy for people who are willing to tackle their demons, their fears, their insecurities, the places where you get triggered and you feel powerlessness. This is the time for you to like create a different life. I know that you may have always been thwarted with energy that made you predisposed to sabotage in a specific area of your life. But no, 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 no. This is the time to take all of that energy and ramp it up and skyrocket it into the ether and make something different. Anyhow, guys, whoo! I wish you so much love. And I know I'm laying out a lot. And I know I make it sound intense, but come on, man. We're going into Scorpio season. You know it's going to get intense if you know anything about astrology. Much love to all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in every week. And I just want you guys to go out there and be the change that you want to see in the world, and take care of you, and just take a deep breath. We're in this together. This is Annette with Self-Care Sunday. Every Sunday I put out a video to help you guys prepare for your week ahead, and we have quite the eventful week. We have on October 12th, we have Jupiter and Capricorn is going to be in an exact sextile with Neptune and Pisces, which is super positive vibes. At the same time that we have a Earth trine, an Earth grand trine that is going to be between Venus and Virgo, Jupiter, Capricorn, and Uranus and Taurus. On the 13th, we are going to have a Mercury-Scorpio retrograde. So if I fumble with my words, you know we're in retrograde season. So yeah, that's all I need to say about that. And then on October 16th, we have a new moon in Libra. So we have a ton of energy to talk about. You guys chose pile number 1. And pile number 1 here is the Hermit. And many of you are going to feel like you are on a particular voyage with yourself. This is on the more... This isn't a journey that you can do with others. This is an introspective journey where you are focusing inward, and you are going through something that is entirely a journey that is all your own. And it is lighting the path for you, especially for empowerment issues moving forward. So I'm very attached to, because the Hermit's energy has to do with Virgo energy, I'm very attached to the fact that there's a grand Earth trine right now that has Virgo energy in it, Venus and Virgo. We also have some very interesting energy. There's some very, very positive energy in Virgo energy. So if some of you guys out there are looking to light the way toward physical health, mental health, and spiritual well-being, any of those things, you guys, you can get that path of success will be illuminated for you as you move forward. This is also a really blessed time. Usually when we are in Venus and Virgo season, normally, guys, it's a tough discussion, but I'm not feeling that for you because of the aspects that is quite unusual this Venus and Virgo season. So let's take a look at your T, guys. You guys all love. Love is being highly emphasized, so that's Venus energy, controls that. Plus we have a new moon in Libra, and Venus rules Libra energy. So love is definitely on the table for you. These are people you love. These are things that you hope to attract, people you hope to attract to your life. This has to do with your relationships, partnerships, bonds, and unions of any kind is going to be emphasized by this energy, highlighted, focused upon. You are being very introspective. We have this Mercury in retrograde energy. So for some of you, this could be people from your past come back. Maybe some of you have been kind of on the lonelier side of this journey, and maybe some of you really deep down desire a connection. Okay, you have Pin, new job or career. That's excellent Virgo energy as well, because Virgo rules work and work environments and organization and being efficient in your job, and being very critical of how to organize things a little bit better and make better processes so that you can get to that efficient point that you consider perfected, I guess. So for some of you, a job could be very inspiring. You could actually, because this is a new moon in Libra, for some of you guys, this could be that, well, there's like an authority figure. So maybe you get some recognition at work. Maybe you get some validation at work. Maybe somebody starts to notice how big of an asset you are at work. Or you could get recognized by a supervisor, somebody of a position of authority. It could be like a father, a mother, something like that as well if you're younger. Cat, we have a two-faced friend. Yeah, there's a lot of two-faced stuff going on right now. We do have this Mercury-Scorpio retrograde thing going on. And so people are wearing masks. People are feeling pretty vulnerable. And so lots of truths are being revealed. You could learn something about somebody during this retrograde cycle that makes it appear that they're two-faced, but I feel like a lot of it is just the way that people are coping right now. And then we have tent. We have a temporary situation. So that just tells me that this hermit situation that you have going on, this feeling alone, feeling very introspective, feeling somewhat like you are on a journey by yourself, and that nobody deeply understands this part of your life, this journey that you're on. It's a temporary situation. I like seeing that. Okay. This is a fun card. At first, the very first time I interpreted it, it is soul cards too. I thought a bird head, how can I identify with that? But if you know anything about symbolism and birds, birds are messengers, and Mercury is the planet that delivers messages. And so if you look at this, the bird is on this person's chest and on their heart, which is emphasizing it's an internal message, it's an internal feeling, it's an internal response that tunes you into receiving this message. For some of you, this could be something having to do with your past, something you haven't resolved, something that needs a little introspection. You have to elevate your thinking. When I think of a bird, I think of them flying above the material realm and having a conversation with spirit. It's a much more elevated perspective. And the ninth house, because the Hermit card is the 9, is the elevated mind in astrology. So there's definitely some elevation going on with you, some awakening awareness, kind of like a revelation you may experience during this cycle. Okay, let's take, the elk. The elk has been showing up and haunting my readings for weeks. The elk is just a very beautiful energy. It's a very, this is the father, the authoritarian, the supervisor, the boss. This is somebody who has a lot of wisdom. And if you look at how long, and I'm sorry, my dog like walked on this, so it's kind of like a little bit damaged, but I can go into this. But this is earth energy. So this earth trine, I think of this. I think of moving forward at a slow, steady pace, slow, steady growth. This isn't something that's going to give you instantaneous energy and instantaneous results. It's something that you are going to be doing and manifesting over a period of time. Okay. And then we have 27, spiritual partnership. So 2 is partnership. It's the 1 and the 1. So that's 2 people. And then 7 is a very spiritual number. It's about kind of going deeper and seeking answers that are not superficial answers, not like the Gemini answer where it's a quick answer. You went on the internet, you Googled it, got an answer, right? This is something that takes a long time to evolve. This message, this illumination. This is something that's going to take, let's see, can you see that? Yeah, I just want to see what you can see. So I want to go a little bit into, we're going to do something a little different because this is a Mercury retrograde. I want to dive a little deeper because you can't go into Scorpio season without going deep into the depths of where where we block things, where fear lies, where obstacles lie, where we suppress things, and where we tend to have, where we tend to resist the truth. And so I thought we could have a little fun playing with some cards here that I have. So I got these side cards and I'm so crazy into them. And so we're going to kind of dive a little bit into the psyche, which is very scorpionic. And then we're just going to do little light seer decks. So what I'm going to do is, these have been shuffled off camera, but I just want to show you that we're shuffling. So the Hermit too could be times of loneliness in the past, times where you felt like you were on your own, and that nobody understood you, because that's this kind of the ghosts from the past come up, and then it kind of isolates you, triggers you, and you kind of feel alone, and you kind of want to regress and just hold back. That could be some of that stuff going on. Then we split this into 3s. Okay. All right. And then what I'm going to do, put this here. Let's see. Can you see that? Trying to see what you guys can see. Yep. We're doing good. Okay. Right? Yep. I'm going to put these a little further apart because I'm going to take these little side cards and we're going to do it this way, which is a little unusual. I know I do it, these are usually my clarifier cards, but they're going to be the star of the show today. Okay. Alrighty. So let's talk, this is the beginning of the week, midweek, end of week. Okay, guys, let's take a look at these 3 together. So we have the Fool, the Stranger, and the 8 of Cups. Okay, so you see, this 8 of Cups here, it's a burning ritual. It's a release. It's a letting go. It's, taking in an emotional situation and fully intending to let it go. It's being incredibly conscious of where you're weak. And if you see, she's lit this on fire and she's walking toward the light there. So you almost have to have a fool's type of energy about this. You almost have to be optimistic, and you have to believe that there's something
that's more than this. It's like you have to have this purity, this naivety about the fact that you're not pessimistic, you're hopeful in that energy. And then we have the stranger. And since I haven't read the stranger, I will read the stranger in the side cards. And he is upright. And he is number 30. Union. Okay. It says a man stands in a partially open doorway. He is clad for the outdoors and the dark is behind him, implying evening. From the light, there appears to be a lamp or a fire in the room. To the right, it is difficult to tell if the man is friendly, hostile, although he is openly appears to be neither. This archetype is of the wanderer, the explorer. Here is the mystery of the unknown, the unfamiliar face, entering from the outside world into one's personal life or home. This is one who seems to be different from the familiar person in one's life. It is one who brings change in some sort of way, whether it's extreme or subtle. There's way more to that, but I kind of got the gist of that. I just want to make sure. So this could mean that you guys are walking away from something, leaving something behind with intent, being conscious of something and deciding that does not emotionally serve me anymore. I'm going to release that, like on a very conscious level. You know, that's like, the problem is that when we go into Scorpio depths and we go into this deep, deep period, we're going into a cycle where we are revisiting those places where we have some unresolved issues. That's retrogrades do that to us. And so you could, to me, what I'm feeling, and I don't know why, I'm feeling like you guys might be a little bit of a stranger in your own life to yourself. Like, who did I used to be before this obstacle, before this fear consumed me, before this this emotional hesitation stopped me from being who I really was. That's so I don't know why, but I'm feeling like stranger is you are the stranger to you. You know, who am I? You know, I used to identify things this way, and you know what? It's nothing like that anymore. Maybe it was all a lie. Maybe it was all an untruth. And, you know, I feel like for some of you, there is, like, you can really tune into creating a new outcome in this energy. We have a new moon in Libra. So that is attracting and empowering your life and, you know, doing positive rituals and routines that start to help you get to know yourself again. Then we have the... by midweek, we are dealing with the Six of Cups energy. That's very nostalgic energy, very retrograde energy. When you get into the Six of Cups, it's like the past is kind of like something that comes up. This is, this card is never, and this is friendship. So I'm feeling a little bit like, especially, let's take a look at never. Friendship is kind of obvious. Very interested in these cards. So it says the never card indicates that this is the winter and there is little or no hope of creating the yield we desired. The fields are covered with snow right now, and it looks as though there will never be fertile ground in which to sow your seeds. Any attempt to do so at this time will surely result in failure. Generally, this card indicates that the questioner has chosen the wrong thing on which to pin his hopes. Whether it is a relationship, job, home, or any other life situation, this card advises seeking elsewhere for our satisfaction, or that we may have to wait a long time for the spring thaw. So Wow. I'm picking up a couple things. I'm picking up that you are very nostalgic about a family situation, or maybe like a familial, the way that your family imprinted like an ideal of maybe a family onto you, and you can't ever reach that expectation. That can happen when we get into Venus Virgo energy, especially when we get into any kind of Virgo energy, is that we feel like we're never going to have that family or that life that we always thought that we were going to have. We become very pessimistic and we lose the enthusiasm of the Fool in our life. Life taints us, and it makes us bitter, and it makes us feel like we can't ever achieve what we're trying to achieve. It makes us just, I don't know, it just takes the enthusiasm out of life. You are submitting your power and control over your life to fear when you're doing this. So if you are in a headspace where you are feeling like you're never going to have the happiness that you want, maybe some of you, there's a friend, like I'm getting a vibe of like maybe some of you have a friend that you're attracted to. Maybe some of you have a friend that you may have, I'm feeling like could have lost. I'm also picking up, maybe some of you don't have much of a family left anymore. And so some of you are relying very heavily on your friendships to create that kind of familial type of feeling for you. So that, you know, because maybe something is going on in the family type environment. That's what I'm just feeling heavily. Like something is going on at home, and something that you're just coming to the conclusion that you can't resolve, that it's just never going to work out, or it's never going to go in the direction that you want it to go in. And so friends are going to be the saving grace in this type of energy. Talking it over with friends, isolating yourself and kind of hermiting in, I don't think is the best idea. Remember, you're trying to release, and you're trying to confront, and you're trying to face these fears, because that's what happens when we get triggered in Scorpio season. It really evokes a lot of, when we get into Scorpio season, we're really diving deep, guys. And so it's just our time to kind of swim around in our murky depths and see what's lingering, what's residual in there, and what's not serving us anymore. So the Tower is a good card in here, by the way. But the Tree in reverse, and this, we have the Knight of Pentacles here. Let's talk about this toward the end of the week. The Tower in this particular one, if it's upright, it means that you guys are seeking stability and long-term goals, and you're trying to look to the future, and you're trying to build like a solid foundation, something you can really count on, something that you can really, that's really predictable, something that will last, something that if you invest your time, money, heart, emotions, anything into, that it is solid enough for you to continue to move forward. We do have the Knight of Pentacles here, and the Knight of Pentacles is somebody who's a slow mover, somebody who doesn't take action unless they know that it's a sure thing. It's somebody that kind of assesses the situation and gradually moves toward it, because it's much more of an intellectual. That would be the Hermit. It's much more of an intellectual progression. It has to make sense. It has to be something that you can just absolutely guarantee it's going to work before you progress to the next level. So some of you may be in it is a hesitant mode. You're very much waiting for the right signs. You're very much waiting for that feeling of like it's okay to proceed. The Tree in reverse, I'm going to read that to you because it's very interesting. I really love these cards so much. So you guys have to get them. They're sold separately, like this book and the cards are sold separately. It's kind of expensive to get the time you pay for both of them, but it's totally worth it. Like, so happy I invested. So it says the tree in reverse. We find lack of a solid foundation and of growth directed in a way that is from the proper source. Trees literally cannot grow upside down, but must turn their branches toward the light. A tree grown in such a manner will end up twisted and malformed instead of straight and strong. This can indicate that the soul growth of the individual may be progressing in the wrong direction, away from the light, and cannot continue in this direction without permanent change. So I think of it like this, and there's a root situation going on here. I'm feeling it. You have to nourish the root chakra. Like there's something stuck, an obstacle that's stuck in the root chakra. And until you remove that obstacle, your roots can't flourish. And although a tree is very, it's easy to look at a tree and look at it and think it's just very beautiful and majestic, and you can see growth. A healthy tree starts from the root system. So for some of you, this is digging deep. This is digging into the root system of you, and dealing with an issue that may have to do something with how you grew up, your family situation, or maybe for some of you, it's you need to have solid root system. You need to get down to the root of the issue in your life in order for you to be able to flourish in it. These readings are going to be deep because we are in a season that is very deep. And for some of you, this could be just letting go of issues having to do with your family's things you can't control, and just relinquishing that control and just being okay with that. Okay, let's continue. Ooh, we have Apple, risk and reward. So for some of you, this is just taking a chance. For some of you, this is getting back in touch with your heart, what you desire deeply most. I think a lot of us lie to ourselves about what we really, really deeply want. We have given away so much of what our soul craves and desires. Let's see, this one's a fun one. Witch's hat, power. It is time for you to be the leading person in your life. It is time for you to lead your life in the direction you want it to go in. It is not time to give away your power and to simply bow down and let people overpower you. This is a time when you kind of like have this energy, where is she? Where you are taking control of your situation and you are intending to move toward the light. It is a time for you to be to the driver's seat of your own life. And a lot of that will come through this very illuminating season. Okay. We have great mystery, trust. Trust is a big one right now. There's a lot coming at us as we go through this very stormy time. And we are going to have to learn who we can trust. And we are going to have to verify our sources of information, because there's going to be so much information coming at you with people who are fear-based and are trying to manipulate information in order for you to submit to their agenda. So the great mystery for many of us is, how do we proceed? How do we move forward in this very kind of sketch time? Leadership. Oh my gosh, you guys are getting called out. It's time for you to take the bull by the horns. Maybe some of you in your families, you're on the more submissive side. Maybe you're the enabler. Maybe you're the people pleaser. Maybe you're the person that kind of always keeps everything together. But it's like, it's time for you to lead your life in a specific direction. Like, it's like calling you out here. And then we have courage. Well, it does take a lot of courage to move forward. And you got 2 lanterns. Just notice that too. Like if you look here, and they're in the same posture. So this is looking forward. This is moving toward the light, right? So for you, there is something that's going to be emphasized and illuminated for you. It's something that you can't unsee once the illumination begins. And you're going to have to, it takes a lot of courage to step into this role, especially if you're not used to a leadership role. Then it's going to be hard for you to put on that power hat and to lead this situation in the right direction. And then because we're like in this like deeply emotional experience with this Mercury retrograde, and we're digging deep into those dark, murky depths, I thought I would do the mermaid deck, and it just says healing. You guys are in a time of healing, and I really like the sense of community in this card. I really like that you also got friendship. Friends, a support system, like-minded people, conversations with others is going to be very healing for you. Even if you want to hermit in, even if you feel like this is a time where you're kind of like on your own, you're not on your own for sure here. Like you're not being encouraged to kind of go this completely alone. So let me do this. Let's try to organize this a teeny bit because we're going to need some room for. Okay, guys. So next we're going to do charms. Let me get the box of charms. Okay. I'm going to dig deep. Dig in the corner. Okay. Okay, let's see what you guys got. Oh, this has got, a couple things suppressed in it. Oh, okay. So these were inside of this. Aw. And this suggests healing, right? There's a bandage over the world. So maybe some of you, these world events, these situations that are going on in the world are really leaving you feeling disillusioned and just hurt. And it's very hard to like process what's going on in the world for you especially. We do have the 8 of Diamonds, which is the 8 of Pentacles, which suggests that there is something that, and you had another 8, you had the 8 here, you know, again, this card keeps coming up for you. You have the 8 of Cups. So 8 is a big deal. That is moving forward. That is taking action. That is, initiating. And then you just have the Rose here. To me, that's love is coming up again. Love and romance, partnerships, bonds, unions, this new moon that's going to be happening in Libra. To stay in the positive energy, guys, stay away from things that diminish your sense of self and don't allow you to be empowered in your life. Empower the places in your life that generate growth in your relationships, partnerships, bonds, and unions. We have I use they and them pronouns. So for some of you, you could just be very gender neutral, and that's totally fine. I know that for some people, it's just the ability to come out to your closest relationships, especially your family, because family did come up here, and just say, hey, this is how I identify. This is how I want to be recognized. Seriously, there's a spider on the wall. Like, I can't right now. I mean, I know they mean positive things, but dude, spirit animal is not my thing when it's a spider, okay? Although they mean lots of things like creativity and strength, and they also mean scary. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. I gotta be up in my grill. Like, out of all the house, you gotta just be on the wall, living your best life. fear and paranoia. Now about spiders being in my house. Okay. Rainbow. Oh my gosh, you guys. For some of you, this is a coming out time. This is a truth. This is letting people know about your sense of self and how you want to be identified. And it could be a tough conversation for some of you who are trying to please family. It may be for some of you. We have the dragonfly. So dragonflies are always really lucky because it's like one of my most favorite things in the world. When I see a dragonfly, I think of magic. I think of magic actually in my life. Like there's going to be something beautiful in my day that'll happen because the dragonfly came in. It's like a sign. It's like of something that is other than this earth. It's like a magical sign to me. So for some of you, tuned into kind of this Neptunian energy where we're creating our own reality in a positive way, not in like a denial way. And then we just have the leaves. I think of leaves shedding right now and changing, shedding what you no longer need, and just kind of your energy reserves we're winding down. It's fall. We're going into our winter period. And then this is just like going back and forth. Whenever I see the little tennis racket, I think of going back and forth. So maybe some of you, it was like a tough decision to maybe start to tell people about your truth, about the way that you either identify or the way that you, what types of relationships, partnerships, bonds, and unions you've been going back and forth. Maybe some of you aren't willing to do that, but it's that walking away feeling. Okay, guys, let's see what kind of words we get here. I'm just going to mix these up. Okay, hopefully we get good words. It's good words, good vibes, good energy. It's hard to like spell bad stuff. Okay. We got in every tile. We can put whatever we want. Okay, let's see. So I immediately saw this. So it's usually, that's the biggest word to me, and it's a gate. I definitely think that we're in a gateway. We're in a gate. We're opening. We're in a portal type of energy where there's actually no going back. From this point on, the storm has arrived. It is here, and there's literally nothing we can do to stop this transitional moment. We have to walk through the gate because it's like you can't go back the other way, and that's why you've been moving forward. Is because you are moving forward. You have to move forward, and it's to have the courage to walk through that gate to the next level in your life. And I don't know why. So let me just do this because motion. So for some of you, again, I'm feeling like this rhythm, this motion, this change, this cycling. Like I'm kind of feeling like you've known that this is coming, like on a deeply internal level, I think. Let's see. Oh, do we have? Oh my gosh, if we have this will be kind of cool. G. Do we have an H? Oh, we can have an H if we don't physically. Yeah. Light. And I think of how we have the light being on here from the Hermit card, and we have the light in this actual card as well. The illumination, deal. Maybe some of you need to, if you're going to move forward, if you're going to start to progress, some of you need to kind of work out, a deal on how to do that. That could be some of the things where, because it's Libra season. So for some of us, it could be that, if we're in any sort of legal conversations, legal disputes, anything where, if walking away, it has to be some sort of legal issue. Um, then, because I'm wondering, do we even have legal? Because I'm feeling kind of legal stuff. We do. So, if some of you need to make a deal, and it needs to be some sort of like, what's the word I'm seeking? If you guys need to have some sort of mediation about how you can work out a deal, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Vow, succeed. I'm thinking of like succeeding in power, a ton, a lot of weight maybe. For some of you on your shoulders right now, a lot of things that you guys are processing and dealing with. You either like tea, or maybe there's going to be some tea of the week coming for you guys. That's going to be very, you're going to learn a lot. Could be having something to do with, you know, this bird up here. I think that is everything, guys. Okay, so let's look at your numbers. Okay. And just to let you know, like you had 9 here, 7, 8, 9. So like, you know what I mean? Like 9 is a big number. I'm kind of feeling right now. But we have 49. We have 10, which is a cycle, end of a cycle, 26. That's another 8. We have a 7 here, or a 6, and a 1 and a 6. We have a 23. We have 5s. 5s are the master number of change. And even though it's not true, but like whenever I see this duplicate number, I think of a spiritual message, because I always see 11s whenever I see like duplicate numbers like this. Like my brain just automatically sees an 11. So I always know that it's like 55 is like spirit is telling you that you need to change, because 5, and then if I was looking at it from the 11 perspective, it's like spirit is trying to tell you that you need to move forward, progress, and change. And really, honestly, we can't help but change, because there's no going back from this point. We're here. Anyhow, guys, I know that's a lot to take in. Wow, what a heavy reading, right? Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Much love to all of you. And guys, this is a very intense time. We're going to hear a lot of negativity out in the world. It is because we have a cardinal T-square. There is going to be a lot of power and control issues and relationship dynamic issues, and it's going to make us impatient with results. We just want to get on with it, get over it. You know, we're in that mode, and we're feeling a lot of intense feelings. So just go out there and take care of you. Do things to neutralize your emotions as much as possible. And if things come up from your past, really sit and think them through. Because if you react when you are in a Mercury retrograde, you often go back and have to revisit that reaction. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Hi guys, this is Annette with Self-Care Sunday. Every Sunday I put out a video to help you prepare your energy for the week ahead. And guys, you have chosen pile number 2. You have ooh, he's hiding, so I'll keep him out. You have chose the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is the 5, and 5s are a time that can test your faith. 5 is the number that is the master number of change. And because I picked these, this is called the Ghost Tarot. I feel like, in particular, maybe some of you in the past had a very embedded belief system that is being tested right now. For some of you, it is testing your faith that things are going to be okay, and that you can remain hopeful about an outcome. Some of you may be dealing with those demons that come up when we start to lose faith, and we start to fall into ways that we cope when we start to lose faith. That could be coming up this week. And the reason why I bring up all those intense conversation is because we have an eventful week, and it's very stormy emotionally, and so I just want to prepare you. So on October 12th, we do have a beautiful blessed energy of Jupiter and Capricorn is in this beautiful exact sextile with Neptune and Pisces energy. At the same time, we are having all week, we are going to be having a grand Earth trine between Venus and Virgo, Jupiter and Capricorn, and Uranus and Taurus. We also, on that same day, as Venus and Virgo is going to be in the same degree as Mercury and Scorpio in a sextile. So I feel like, the 12th is going to be a day where we can really start to embrace a more hopeful mindset and create an illusion around the word hope. On October 13th, Mercury is going to be in Scorpio. It's going to be in retrograde. It's going to be retrograding. And that means that we are going to be digging deep. We're going to be doing a deep dive moving forward. This could be with unresolved issues. This could be a place that we need to revisit. It could be a place where the truth actually lies, where it's been masked for a while. This also is a place where we visit our fears. And so I think that faith is going to be something that is on your guys' mind. If you're not incredibly religious, this could just mean the faith and the hope that things are going to be okay. For some of you, this is actually testing a belief system, an embedded belief system, something that you have grown to understand. That it is, it's kind of like if you do these said things, you're going to be okay, but it's like maybe testing that faith in that. What's your guys' tea for the week? You guys are going to be focusing on happiness. Happiness is a term that is very interesting, because happiness to me is something that I have to concentrate and something that I have to maintain. Happiness is not something that just happens. It's not something that you deserve. It's not something that's just yours. It's something that you actually have to go out and seek, and then you have to maintain a hopeful, happy mindset. You guys have the parrot. Someone will gossip about all your secrets. Well, we are in Scorpio season, and if there is something that we need to confront, something that we have been masking from others, and somebody lets the cat out of the bag, per se, then what it can just simply mean is it's time to confront that truth and to to externalize it to everybody and to embrace that truth, no matter how emotional and deep that truth is and how vulnerable it makes you feel. It's something that should be discussed so that nobody has that power over your life to control you by a secret, okay? And then we have dog barking, advice from a friend. It sounds like a very loyal friend if a dog is barking. This could be somebody that you trust, some great advice that you should probably follow, because I feel like this person has your best interest in mind. And then we have a broken ring, parting of the ways in either romance or business. So we are dealing with relationships, partnerships, bonds, and unions, because we have a new moon that's going to be in Libra. And we also have a lot of Venus is in Virgo, so we have a lot of Virgo energy going on right now too. So If some of you do experience some sort of ending in a relationship, I have to tell you, it's a clearing. It's a clearing because there is some gorgeous energy coming in for some of you that want long-term stability in relationships. If these relationships have not been stable, they haven't been reliable, you don't know if you can count on them, they don't have the same ambitions and goals that you do, and there's a dissolution during this retrograde cycle, it's probably the best for you. Okay, and we have the Soul cards too. And let me just take a look at this card. It feels very internal to me. It feels a little bit chaotic. It feels heavy when I look at this card. And very introspective. So maybe you guys are thinking through something. Again, if you're having your faith tested, maybe this is just, the truth about how you cope when your faith is tested, when your hope is tested. When we hit stormy skies like this, and we feel this kind of stormy energy and chaotic energy, it can make us feel like we don't have the power and control over it. And so some of you may be more introspective than normal, more internal than normal. Oh, you guys have the otter. And that's water energy. Let's go ahead and read about your little otter here, your little otter friend. These leaves, I think about fall and falling away and releasing. Because he was hiding from the last reading. And he must have wanted to make an appearance if he was going to hide. So, okay. So let's take a look at the otter here. Let me find him. I found him. Okay, he is obstructed joy, playfulness, unobstructed joy, playfulness, and contentment. Perhaps the most playful creature within the animal spirit deck, the otter represents absolute bliss. Otter energy is playful of a child, the playfulness of a child available to us at any age. They have the giddiness and reverence for life itself without the presence of doubt, worry, skepticism. Imagine yourself with a little more otter energy. What would life look like? What would it take to bring you out? The otter card begs these questions and wants to transport us to that precious place as soon as possible. The celebration awaits. Well, I would think if you want to invoke your otter energy, you're going to have to get out of a place of expectation. Our belief system is that if we act a certain way, do a certain thing, cope a certain way, if we have a certain type of behavior, something like that, there's a reward from it. And everything that we are used to and our comfort zones and everything that we are used to doing in order to maintain a comfort zone is being tested. So the otter energy to me is you have to go with the flow of this energy. You can't expect it to go a certain way because you're going to have power and control struggles within yourself, it looks like, and it's going to test your faith. So don't do anything like that. Just learn that, just know that we are in this big transitionary moment where there's no going back and nothing that we thought was solid, and moving forward, everything is going to change. If you can wrap your head around that and go with the flow, you're going to be much better for it. And then this one is 56. We have relationship change. So you have a lot going on with your relationships, partnerships, bonds, and unions. A relationship change can be anything from, and it's the 5 and the 6. So you definitely have a 5 thing going on. You guys are definitely in a mode of change right now. I feel like with the 56, I feel like this is one of the things where I kind of feel like, again, if we're changing and we're moving in different directions, or we're syncing up with somebody, I think it does come with a certain level of faith that everything is going to be fine. So either if you're releasing something in a relationship that's an obstacle, you have to have faith that no matter, it's time to confront it, because no matter what happens, everything is going to be fine. It's something that, because I'm seeing like this is almost like a blue color, so it's something to calm a turbulent situation, or something to resolve a turbulent situation. Since you have broken ring in here, it just suggests that something like a broken promise, or maybe some of you, there was some deception, or maybe there was an untruth that comes out during the cycle, and it does create a change. And I think that change is probably necessary right now, because if there's some sort of illusion, or if somebody has created a mask and you're not aware of it, it's great that it comes out now, right? So we have broomstick and clearance. This just speaks of removing anything that no longer serves you. Look, I think the hardest thing in the whole wide world in relationships, partnerships, bonds, and unions, anytime you're getting into Scorpio energy, like we are, anytime that we're looking to create a new outcome and create stability and create the life that we deserve, you will unmask truths, because those things are obstacles within your life. And so unfortunately, when we dive into the murky depths of a Mercury retrograde cycle, we dive so deep into where our fears dwell. And so for some of us, we need to clean out this particular spot. This spot is a dark corner in a closet that you never go in, that has something lurking around in it, that you need to cleanse and make room for. That's what I think about when I think about the broom. It's like you're sweeping out the energy, you're removing it, you're pushing it out of your life, and you're disposing of it. Ooh, you guys got ghost. Regret. You guys have a heavy reading. Change, relationship changes, and then you have ghost and regret. This obviously has to do with a loss. Vibes do deal with losses. This could be a relationship situation that kind of haunts you, and is kind of like, it's kind of like almost like a black cloud that's in like every relationship that you're in. It's something that seeps into there because it's like a fear. It's like something that happens that creates a wall within you, and that you can't take down that wall. So it's always in every relationship. So it's like something that haunts you, something that you think about, something that you have regrets and that you can't change. You cannot change this because there was no going back. So, wow, you guys have a very, an intense feeling. I have a tense feeling with your guys' relationship. Okay. South and abundance. Okay. The way that I read this card, just because from an astrological point of view, we have the North Node in Gemini and South is Sag. And if I see these little guys, they're wandering. They're moving. You know how they have the walk of the penguins. It's what I'm thinking of. And look at these little partnerships. So in order for you to feel the abundance of that card, we're always moving away from South and we're going north. And so we're going toward the Gemini energy, which that means that the physical realm that we exist in and that we interact in every single day is changing and morphing into something different. There's a duality in it. So there was the past, the way things had always been done, and now there's the way that it is, what it is morphing into and changing into. And I think for many of us, we may be longing for the way things used to be. There's this old country song that it's like, I think it's called Grandpa. And it's like, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days when the lines between right and wrong didn't seem so easy. And when lovers really fall in love to stay, stand beside each other all the way. Like, I can go on and on, because like I just listened to the other day thinking, I really miss the old days. It seemed to make so much more sense than this world does right now. So let's go ahead and do our light seer deck while we're, I'm going to put this like here like this. I don't know why I get really nostalgic with that song, because I can totally relate. Like when life just, you know, it just seems so normal. Life is totally not normal anymore. And if I fumble with words, it's a Mercury retrograde. I have a Gemini rising. I have my chart ruler's Mercury, so I'm going to stumble with words. Just sorry about that. Happens to every Mercury retrograde cycle. I do not do reversals in this deck. Okay. High Priestess. And you have the Hierophant. Having a lot of faith. Fortitude in your faith. That's what I see with that kind of stuff right there. And then I'm going to do something really different. I am going to pull out my side cards, because this is this is Scorpio season, so we're going to be diving deep into those psychological murky depths that we all have hidden deep within us somewhere in some little corner of our soul, like lurking around in there. So I just thought we would visit some of it and kind of try to pull it out consciously so that we can like work with them together. And it just adds a little fun to our reading. Okay. So we have the Liar. Ooh. The Voyage. We have the Tower in reverse. The Tower was in the first pile, and then we have the Tree, and the Tree was in the first pile. I literally laid these all over the couch and messed them all up. So pile number 2, you guys might want to watch pile number 1, or vice versa. Okay, so let's take a look at these 3 guys here. So this is beginning of the week, midweek, end of week, and there's a lot of deception right now. It could be very difficult to know how to proceed. The good thing about having the Voyage card in particular is that you have the map in your hand on how to proceed to a successful result, like get to your destination. When the Liar is in reverse, I feel like you're very intuitive. I feel like people aren't going to be able to get much by you, because you have the High Priestess and very connected to your gut instinct. So I don't feel like deception is going to be something people will be able to get too much away with you this week anyway. So we'll look at the reverse for the Liar. And it says, reversed, we find the person is inclined to lie, to deceive in a compulsive way. This is the person who lies to themselves or is unable to conceal their lies successfully. It represents someone who fears to reveal the true face and is probably someone in need of help. It usually indicates someone who is suffering great internal confusion about what is true and what is untrue, about what is right and what is wrong. There is a need for some in-depth counseling and some self-exploration, and indicates that now is the time to clarify the situation in one's own mind. So if somebody is kind of jerking you around, and that's why you're going through this big test of faith, and if somebody has been putting on a mask and being intentionally deceptive, and you're figuring it all out, and you're making a plan, and you're mapping out your next moves, because a lot comes up during a new moon in Libra, especially since this new moon in Libra that's going to be happening on the 16th is in a square with Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto, which is all in Capricorn. If somebody has been abusing power in the relationship, and the power of love is one of the most intense abuse of power, because if you love somebody, trusted somebody, had faith in somebody, and that person turned around and it deceived you in some way, even if it's just because they don't know their own truth, so they can't be truthful with anybody else because they're simply unable to tell the truth, then I feel like you're very in tune with that. I feel like your gut instinct is on, and that you already know. You don't really need to confront the situation because you have all of the knowledge that you need to make your decision to move forward. We have the Page of Swords. And that the Page of Swords is learning something new. So this might be something that comes up that you learn, and then it's like, okay, well, these are the decisions I need to make. And again, so the tree, I like the tree is actually upright in this reading, which means growth is attained from confronting the situation. Once you have made the decision, once you have faced the truth yourself about this particular relationship, bond, partnership, or union of some kind, it could have something to do with a work situation, and hierarchy system at your work. It could have something to do with somebody who has power or control over you in some way also. Those are all relationships. It doesn't have to necessarily be the romantic kind, although it sounds like I feel very much in tune with the fact that it could be for some of you. Whatever decision you make, whatever new information you learn, it's something that eventually is going to lead to a growth cycle for you. It's something that's going to help you flourish. The Tower being in reverse, I do want to read because in the pile number 1, it was upright. So in reverse, this card is false strength, a show of bravado, a macho image used to cover up true weakness. Here is the braggart and the bully, using physical strength to make up for his weaknesses in character or for his own insecurity or sense of inferiority. This is not true strength in any sense of the word. It may indicate that the querent is using a show of force in a self-protective way that is in reality very destructive, either to himself or to those around him. So it sounds like this person sounds very narcissistic, I'm not gonna lie. And people who micromanage other people, if it's a boss or a work situation, because I always think of the Venus and Virgo angle, because I'm feeling very much the vibe that you are being challenged in a karmic or a soulmate relationship where you grow because of this challenge. If somebody puts you down, or somebody tries to take away your power, somebody tries to overpower the situation, somebody tries to dominate it, they kind of do that crazy making behavior that narcissists do, where they make you question your reality because their reality is skewed on their own perspective because they've created an illusion out of their reality. It's not based on reality. I feel like some of you are going to be your gut's gonna tell you that this is a bunch of crap, and that you're done with this power and control issue in your life. You're done with this person pulling at the heartstrings and manipulating you in this way. Yeah. Yikes. Okay, then we have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Beauty, and then we have Liberation. This could be a breakup, a dissolution. This could be you've been wavering. When we get into Libra energy, that can be very indecisive energy. When you get into a Scorpio retrograde, that's indecisiveness. That's, dealing with some pretty intense feelings and not, ready to make that firm decision. Plus, you don't really make decisions usually when a Mercury is in retrograde because there's more to the story. There's more information that you need to learn. There's something that's there's some sort of intensity in the situation, some sort of truth or something, some sort of I don't know, there's usually something deeper than what you see on the surface. But whatever happens, it will liberate you. It will empower you. It will make you, especially if you're tapping into your high priestess. It means that you are just really breaking free a part of you that that somebody has had power or control over for a very long time. And we have the beauty in reversed. And I'm just going to tell you what I feel like this is. This person, beauty is one of those things that is, when a person's beauty is only skin deep, there are ugly people. Like, you can have the most beautiful person externally, but because they are such deeply diminishing people, because they are such toxic people, because that they don't have any depth, they are incredibly superficial, and that's all they concentrate on. They just truly deeply become ugly people. If your soul's ugly, you're just ugly. It's just unattractive to be. So when you're in Libra energy, you're looking to attract, good things. You're very consumed by attraction, and what you want to attract, and what you think you deserve, and what is going to give you a lot of pleasure in life. And it just sounds to me like, just to be honest with you, that this is one of those people that may be really beautiful externally, but really ugly on the inside. Just really not a person you want to be around. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish this off. Oh, yeah, desire. This could be a very intense physical relationship where there's a lot of chemistry. Narcissists tend to do that, just to be on the narcissistic people have a lot of charisma, and they're sexy, and there's just a lot of, you desire them on just like a very carnal level. But like, I'm just telling you, like, those relationships usually never last, because it's just a physical bond that you have. Help from above. That's a beautiful card. And it goes along with your card here. Having faith in your connection. You have even the high priestess. You have the Hierophant, you have the high priestess, and you have help from above. So this is a liberating time for you to really visit this very long karmic cycle, where you're releasing some toxicity in your relationships, something that you do in relationships, or the way that you attach to people in relationships, or the way they attach to you. There's something going on, and you can tap into something that pulls you out of this physical, the body's physical vessel can sometimes delegate who we're attracted to just from a physical desire point of view, but that doesn't mean that's what our soul needs to grow and to flourish in this lifetime. And so I feel like you guys are like visiting that, and it's like a direct conversation with the universe. Aw. Maybe you guys need somebody who's not just physically attractive and physically engaging and creates desire and kind of more that magnetism. Maybe you guys are also looking for, in your partnerships, bonds and unions of any kind, deep connection and friendship, and the ability to connect to somebody on this level of like, where when you talk, it's like an intimate talk. It's not just a superficial talk. When you make love to somebody, it's not just an external exchange. It's like an internal exchange. And when we're getting into Scorpio energy, it's like we're digging deep into what our body deeply desires. And most of the time, it's a really deep connection. The physical body only gets you so far. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Whoa, we got a lot of charms. Okay. We never get that many charms. All right, I'm going to push these aside a little bit. Wisdom. We got the owl. This is create, anytime we go into growth cycles, this is also earth energy. There is a beautiful earth trine right now. This is grounding you, rooting you in reality. This is simplifying and honing you in on what you should have faith in, what you should create hope in. Ooh, tricky. See, somebody's like a liar. This is a fox. This is a liar, a sweet talker, a charmer, a smooth, there's like a bad person in this situation, whatever that is. It's like somebody who is not forthright with you. Cutting them off, no contact with a person is coming to mind. For some of you, this is, some of you may have shut you out, or you may need to do that with somebody. If you're going to move forward, you may just need to block all their contacts, any way that they can contact you. If you do experience this breakup. And anytime I get this little guy, it's past, and this is the Mercury retrograde cycle. So also the past is very simple. It's very simple, where you may have grown up and you may have had very simple wants and needs, and then you went out into the world and maybe you've gotten really caught up in all of the materialism out there and the capitalism that's in the world. And maybe right now you're just being brought back and simplified. I'm thinking of that with the feather too. I'm feeling like this is just liberation. This is the ability to take flight. This is like a feather is communication. It's like, feel like something it's going to learn, to be honest. Ooh, we have like a little microscope. So when I say the microscope, I think of like you're figuring things out. You're connecting the dots. Like you're using, like you're very rational in your thinking, right? It's very, you're not, even though, because Libra energy is very rational, logical, they can detach from this emotional Mercury retrograde here. This is like a little binky. I don't know why. Please forgive me, but it's like somebody who whines, like, and you have to shut them up, give them their way all the time. Maybe they're a big whiner. Maybe they're just, I don't know. You're looking for eternal love. You're looking for a mutual relationship, a give and receive type of bond. You're looking for somebody to settle down with and to have a deep connection with. I mean, this is a relationship. You are definitely the new moon in Libra. You're definitely tuning into that if you chose this reading. You want peace. You want harmony. You want balance in a relationship. That's why you have that yin and yang as symbol. This just, to me, just reminds me of the Aries energy. So we do have Mars. Oh, Mars is in a mood, guys. Mars is squaring off with all of this Capricorn energy. And so for some of you, this could just be very much like you are trying to take control. There's a lot of resistance right now to power and control struggles. So if somebody is abusing power, that's really not going to work in energy like this. There's going to be a fight, a revolt, like something is going to happen. It's definitely a ram butting heads type of an energy. If you get caught up in that, so just be mindful. Grapes are is fruition, is the fruits of your labor. Is a really good energy. What are you? Oh, that's like a little ghost, Halloweeny. Maybe some of you guys just need to get out and have some fun. But also I see a mask in that. I'm not gonna lie, like somebody could be hiding behind a mask or a facade maybe. Sewing, I think of repairing. When I think of sewing, I think of simplifying. I think of repairing something that is ripped or tore. I also think of just being really good with your hands. Maybe somebody that in your life is really good with their hands. We have the King of Wands. Excuse me, right? Yeah, King of Wands. So that could be a Leo, Scorpio, Aries. Sagittarius or Aries. And then we have the King. God, we have men, or we have masculine, very intense masculine energy, because we have the King of Swords and the King of Wands. So this is a time when some of you may be having to detach. You may have to look at this just rationally and logically, and you need to take some action. Even though I kind of feel like that's kind of a tough thing right now to know. Maybe some of you, it's just coming down to, because, the King of Wands is like filled with passion, filled with heart-based energy, but then there's this need for detachment. So maybe the duality is my mind is telling me one thing, my heart and what I deeply desire and what I'm passionate about is telling me another, and I'm vacillating. Okay, guys. So let me make sure, am I still? Yes. Okay. I'm shooting this at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Is it 3? I don't even know anymore. I work 2 jobs, so sometimes the only time I have is like in the mornings. Like I woke up and I'm like, okay, well, I haven't done this yet, so I need to shoot. Okay. What do we have, guys, for words? Let's see. I got grave, and then it makes me think of this guy. A ghost. Maybe somebody passed away. Maybe somebody near and dear to heart. Maybe somebody who made you feel stable. I kind of felt that. Somebody who you miss. There's definitely an ending, no going back. It's very grave. It's a very dismal type of outlook. Maybe some of you just need to go back and connect with somebody that has passed. Oh, why am I not seeing any? Oh. I love me a man in a suit, guys. Love a suit, like on a guy. Whew. Maybe your guy, or maybe your person, it's like very well dressed and very successful. I saw Jim, so I'm just gonna put that out because I just saw it. I feel like I don't see anything else. Oh, I see coat. Maybe it's cooling down where you are. Maybe it's time to pull out all that warm, getting all cozy in your coats. I always look forward to coat season because I have cute coats. And then just set. A set belief system that goes with this Hierophant that is obviously being questioned. Okay, guys, and we have numbers left. You guys have an intense reading. I'm sorry. It's Scorpio season. We're going to have intense readings during Scorpio season. That's just the reality, whether you want to face it or not. So we have 89. We have 26. We had 26, I think, in the last reading, I'm pretty sure. We have 32. Another 5. We have 54. Would be 5. It'd be like the 5 is like the change and instability. 54, or it could just be a 9. But then we have the 1 and the 9. This suggests completion, the individual completion, coming to a conclusion. But also 10 is just the moving forward with that decision. Woo! guys, there you go. That is your weekly reading. We are in a stormy season. We are moving forward with some very intense truths that's going to be revealed, and this storm is definitely not going to be over for a while. So just hang in there and find ways to empower your life and work on the things that create rituals and routines, something new to root your faith in, something new. I think of this tree, rooting your faith in something that is solid and secure and firm. Anything that's falling away right now was never meant to be in your future. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for watching. Much love to all of you, and just go out there and be the change you want to see in the world. Bye, guys. This is Self-Care Sunday. Every Sunday I put out a video to help you prepare your energy for the week ahead, and pile number 3 is always the deep diving pile. I'm a life path 3. I have 3 planets in the same energy. Threes are big for me, and so 3 is always the most intense pile. It usually can connect not only just to what you guys are, but it also connects a lot to the external energy that I tune into, because I tune into a lot to global energy. And so we're going to be diving deep because guys, on the 12th of this week, Jupiter in Capricorn goes into an exact sextile with Neptune in Pisces. Venus in Virgo is in a sextile with Mercury in Scorpio in the same degree. On the 13th, we have Mercury in Scorpio goes retrograde. And then on the 16th, we have a new moon in Libra. So you guys picked pile number 3, and you picked the moon card here. And I'm seeing past disillusionment issues. I'm seeing places where you used to create in the past an alternate reality, where you would modify reality to match more of a dream, a state, more of like an ideal illusion versus the reality of the situation. I believe that this was a place that caused you a lot of past deep emotional issues, because this is the ghost tarot. So we're dealing with the ghosts of our past. And this is about the challenge of wanting to do that again, or the challenge of completely embracing reality. Because it's a tough time to completely embrace reality and not create some sort of illusion of hope, even if there is none. You have to have something to hold on to during intense energy like a Scorpio season and a Scorpio retrograde, okay? So I'm feeling the Mercury in Scorpio retrograde energy specifically for you. This is a beautiful energy for those of you that are looking to empower your life, change your coping methods, for you to concentrate on mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. If some of you are really attached to that, you're going to find this a week of empowerment. It's going to change things. You're going to be able to delegate appropriately. You're going to be able to not be such a people pleaser. You're going to start to go out there and you're going to start to balance power and live in a more balanced mindset instead of an extreme type of mindset. Let's look at you guys' tea for the week. Looks like you guys, career. Whenever I see career, I also think life path destiny. I think of what we're fated to do, what makes us feel valuable as a person, what makes us feel validated as a person, our work ethic, how much work goes into creating the outcome that you want, the goals that you're setting and attaining. That's all to me attached to this career card. We have the caterpillar. We have things will not always be this way. A change is coming. Caterpillars usually evolve into something different, something that liberates them and frees them up from just living in the physical realm. So this is, to me, a connection to a liberating moment. This is grapes. Time to go out and have some fun. Grapes were in the last pile in the charms. And so I think of coming to fruition. I think of harvesting, reaping rewards. I think of that when I think of grapes. Sorry, we have finger. We have warning. Warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. Well, maybe this reading is like pointing you to possibly evade a fate, And then we have the sun, happiness and well-being. Beautiful card. I love this card so much for you guys. We could use the sun coming out in a very murky, dark time where we're dealing with the moon. Maybe some of you are going toward these soul-based endeavors now. You're really connected to your authentic self and really embracing your reality. Maybe in the past is where you had troubles stumbling over these illusionary or these delusions or this idealism that you would create. And now you're much more attached to the physical reality and having your universe revolve around things that make you feel really good. Oh, this is a positive card. You guys, I'm getting a positive vibe off of your pile so far. To me, this is just enlightenment. This is awareness. This is the ability to take action, but take action where there's a lot of external awareness. Like, you're not just taking action because it makes you feel good, the sun. You're taking action because there's a keen awareness that you should. I feel like she looks at peace too. Soul cards too, by the way. She looks content. This is I'm digging your guys' vibe. Hopefully it stays out. Oh my God, you got the dolphin. The playfulness and the sweetness of a little happy dolphin. Guys, some of you may be getting a reward for maybe what you are releasing from your past is you used to have either really bad luck or really intense life lessons and ramifications for every action you did because you were on this journey of learning. And maybe some of you are reaping the rewards of really working hard and diligently to revamp yourself, to re-energize your life, to cope better. Like, I feel like you guys are in a very blessed energy. I'm not gonna lie. Woohoo! You guys have a beautiful pile. So we have the dolphin. It says, intelligent healer, light and blessings. The gifts of the dolphins are beyond our human minds can grasp. Dolphins' personalities are often drawn to the healing arts as they are sensitive to the subtle and enjoy working on the level of spirit. It is easy for dolphin types to underestimate the impact they make in the world. These creatures play such an important role in the wheel of karma that coming in contact with a dolphin type will change the entire course of your day and thus your life. This card can also indicate a profound blessing in this way. Yeah, I'm feeling like, particularly for you guys, this is a very ordained time. I feel like this is empowerment. I feel like this is like you guys are understanding how to maintain your power, how to move forward in a very, with a new kind of presence about you, a new kind of control. Damn, you guys got Buddhist energy, self-discipline, yes, with this orange. And I see the orange and the orange. Orange is just like the ability to take action and be confident about the action that you're taking, knowing that you're moving forward and away from your past. Maybe some of you, it's a release of being bound to your past. And you now have the confidence to like move forward in really positive ways. 4 is self-discipline. It's independence. It's the sense of self. And 1 is the individual. So you have a lot of faith in yourself, and that's why you have this level of self-discipline now, is because you know that you deserve more. You know that this is a time for you to, you've overcame some fears. You've overcame some areas in your life where, it used to hold you back. You don't have those obstacles anymore. And you know that if you just have a lot of self-discipline in this particular area, you can really have a good outcome. Jeez. Good grief, you guys have awesome cards. Balance, yes! I love balance. I don't like swinging in extremes. Extremes, either you have a high or you have a low, but there's no, like if you can't meet in the middle, like if you always have to be in some level of an extreme, you will never be satisfied in that extreme. Because when you're low, you can't reach that high, and when you're high, you're so high that you fall so far. In this energy, you're not doing those extremes anymore. You're not predisposed to those extremes. You're moving forward in a way where you understand that you need to keep your feet on the ground. You need to have a realistic approach. Okay, oops, do not even think about it. It says the witch. The earthly wearer of the worlds. This is the ability to manifest. This is the ability to understand the power that lies within you to manifest an outcome. The confidence to do it and the fortitude to do it as well. I feel like for some of you, and I'm looking at these 2 cards together. I'm looking at her just being so content and her being within her power. And I feel like there's just a solid sense of self. And then the self-discipline, I'm feeling like you guys are very, very honest with yourself and truthful with yourself about all your strengths and all your weaknesses. And this is a time where I feel like this new moon that is going to be in Libra with this beautiful energy of Venus and Virgo, which is in all these trines with this Capricorn energy. I feel like you are I feel like you're going to start to attract the right things into your life, into the right, whatever you want to attract, you can attract and manifest in this lifetime. And that is because you put in the long, hard work. You've sat down in Saturn's classroom and paid the karmic price for all of your lessons. And now it's this rewarding time for you. I mean, Scorpio energy is loving on you guys. I'm just going to put this here. That's driving me bananas. Okay, let's take a look at your guys' light seer cards here. I'm going to put this over maybe here. Wow, that is so cool. What a great vibe. The moon card always suggests some, disillusionment. But for you, I think it has everything to do with getting back in touch with yourself on an emotional level. Maybe for a while there, you were afraid to feel intensity and emotion. And I feel like you're letting go of all of those fears and ready to get back in touch with deeply desiring something, deeply wanting something on an emotional level. You're not so scared anymore. Fear does not rule you in this pile. Okay, let's see what we have here. We have the 2 of Pentacles. We had that in pile number 2. Ooh, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, we have the Knight of Cups, the smooth talker, the charmer, the hottie. The little hottie. This is a person who is not afraid to go after their heart and pursue what they want. Okay. Well, we are in Libra energy, so it is all about the heartstrings and attraction and partnerships, bonds, unions. It's about love. It's about pleasure. It's about feeling good in general. Nope, it's here. I was going to do this. Sorry. My bad. My bad, Annette. I am going to take this out just because I saw it and it just feels wrong if I don't. Ooh, the sun and work. Union. Oh my gosh. The cave. The fool. And the sage. Yeah, you guys got a beautiful reading. Not gonna lie. Wow. Okay, let's talk about work. I feel like, and this is beginning of week, midweek, end of week. I believe there is a conflict between the working really hard and just being really focused on, the material world. And then there's just this need to go play. There's this need to go out and have some fun. You need the energy, and you're torn between okay, I'm at work. I've got to concentrate on work, but maybe I'm getting sexy text messages, or maybe I'm getting invites or opportunities, and I'm distracted because there's some good things coming down the pike for you, and a lot of really fun. I'm feeling a lot of fun. This is nice because this is a stormy week, and for you, this is you're not caught in a storm. You're one of the people that's not caught in the storm. Hey, what is that? Sorry, I noticed there was something on my card that I'm going to have to clean it because it's going to drive me bananas. So we have the Ace of Pentacles. This is setting up something that's going to last a long time. This is being very rooted in reality. And gosh, this could be an offer, a union, a partnership, or a bond that lasts a long time. You see these two different energies coming together and uniting as one. And the chalice here shows the heart. So this is definitely a relationship, partnership, bond, or union opportunity. But the cave here, let's read about what the cave means, because, I do not know. So this is the side cards. They're kind of my new passion right now. Love me some good psychological work always. So 39. Okay. All right, I will read this to you. It says, here, I gotta find a way to hold this and hold that. So a naked woman lies curled face down in the fetal position inside a dark cave. The mouth of the cave is clearly visible with a beckoning light, and her posture implies despair, loss, depression, and sorrow. Here in the darkness of the subconscious, the unexplored regions of the soul, as well as the darkness of the emotional extremes. Here too, in the darkness of the womb, the querent withdraws into himself to heal his wounds and to prepare for rebirth. This may be a time of great sadness and loneliness, but it always signifies that soon it will be time to rise, our tears of sorrow spent, and to move out of the cave and into the light beyond and beyond. Jung, which is Carl Jung, tells us that the place of rebirth, the secret cavity in which one is shut up in order to incubate and renewal. This is associated with gestation of sorts, waiting to be born or reborn. Wow. Okay. That's a beautiful card. So I feel like you guys have been in a cave. I feel like there has been a time where you guys had to go through a very introspective time, a time where you had to be very truthful with yourself about how you created the illusion around certain ideal circumstances and nothing could ever reach those ideals because it wasn't based in reality. I feel like for some of you, you guys are fixing that side of you, and you're now trying to just be very realistic about what you want. And you're very simple about your wants and needs. I mean, the one thing that this very intense time has taught everybody is that it's the simple things that really matter. And so for some of you, it's coming out of the darkness and knowing that life really isn't about the material world. The material world is so easy. It's so mutable. It's so unstable. What really matters is relationships, partnerships, bonds, and unions. Love. Love is probably one of the best feelings out there. And when we get in all this Libra energy, I mean, it's just all about a connection, a feeling of support, a bond, and, you know, a deep desire to have something more than just this, a physical, tangible thing that really, honestly, as we're all learning, our jobs can be gone in an instant. Our houses can be gone in an instant. All the material things we've built and the savings that we've attained, all the planning for the 401k and all of the stocks and everything that value can change in a minute. And so what's really being honed into for you is a connection. I feel like some of you really want a connection to something fun, exciting, something where you're kind of put yourself back out there, I feel. We have the Fool here, and we have the Knight of Cups, and then we have the Sage. Well, this definitely is getting back on the horse. I feel like for some of you, this is taking a chance. For some of you, this is being foolish enough to do this again. For some of you, this is, I even see self-love. For some of you, if this is not a relationship, I really see this as being a time where you really, really love yourself and are very, very focused on what it takes to make you happy. And you really want to give it to yourself. Like, you really feel like it's time for you to step up for yourself. Like, I'm feeling, I don't know why I'm feeling that connection. Let's see what the Sage says right here. 31. The Sage. This book kind of steps it up a notch, not gonna lie. Here, I'll read. Okay. So an older man, obviously a scholar, sits at a study table writing a book that appears to deal with angles, geometry, astrology, and sacred mathematics. The angles resemble... Is there? Okay, I'm sorry. I had to look at his book. Where did I see it? Okay. The angles resemble the ones that appear on the star's card, only the sage is not looking at them. He is creating them, implying that he has become a master of his own destiny. He is wearing a hooded robe as a monk or a wizard might. The study in which he sits appears organized, and the scales are perfectly balanced. You guys did get balance, right? Well, we had the 2 towers. That's definitely balance. And then she was yielding. I felt like that. And then you did get balance here in this card. So yeah, balance is a big deal. You guys have achieved something that's really hard, I think. And balance is one of the hardest things to achieve in a time when there's nothing but extremes out there. Before him on his desk sits a pyramid bringing in the ancient knowledge, hidden wisdom of the ages, and the ink pot has an extra pen. Beside him upon he writes his glasses and his wrapped parchment. Excuse me. He writes, and beside him are glasses and wrapped parchment. His shelves are filled with bottles, books, and other instruments of scholarship, and there is a cup representing the heart and love. Wow. Okay. I was dead on. I mean, the book just confirms what I was saying, but I like it from that point of view. I like seeing that you guys are stepping up and that there is some confirmation of that. I like to see that you guys are in balance and you guys are finding ways to like, okay, I'm going to take in a half an hour of news to keep myself informed, but the rest of the day is going to be about maintaining my internal peace. Some of you may be finding that to be particularly rewarding right now. Okay. Put these here. Gonna make some room, guys, for all that's coming down. It's a beautiful energy. Okay. We have buried in the earth, transference. Really beautiful card. That is really gorgeous. It makes me want to read the book, though. Did I not? Oh, I did. I was like, what? I didn't bring the book out here? How is that possible? And this is the Shamanic Medicine Guidebook. Okay, buried in the earth. Dig deep and find what is hidden beneath the surface. This is true of the family in the present and more predominantly from the past. Their stories, experiences, circumstances have contributed greatly to what is currently happening in your life, as well as who you are and how you deal with things. Being ceremoniously buried with objects that have the direct connection to one's ancestors and not the faint-hearted, but is a very powerful rite of passage. Ancestors can include anyone from who you held in high regard or a profound influence over your life. Stop burying your head in the sand. Ignoring your problems prevent you from facing reality. Someone from your past offers a helping hand. Journey within to get the source of Journey within to get the source of a situation. Bury the hatchet. Hidden gifts are unearthed. I don't know. I don't know if I have a cold. Can't figure it out. Anyhow, guys, I do think that what this card does mean is I think, I believe in like generational karma, and I believe that some of you could have a very tough like generational karma, and in your lifetime you may divert that karma onto something better. And it would be great because if you have kids, then that means they don't have to go through these same karmic lessons that your family, people in your family. I think of like mental illnesses that just go through generations of dealing with the same issue or the same fetish or the same situation. Anger problems are another thing that you see constantly in generational karma in families. I see that it stops with you. I think that you have learned from what has happened in your family, and that's not something that you're going to bring forth into your life or into your, the people who come after you. And I think that's a beautiful fate. I think having that level of comprehension and connection and that perspective and being able to look at things from that broad of a perspective shows how enlightened you really are as a person. Okay, we have perseverance. Some of you are survivors. Some of you really, really, really are relentless, and you work hard and you don't give up. When other people are giving up and giving in and they're getting lost in drugs and alcohol right now because they just can't cope with reality, that's not you. You're the exact opposite of that. You are going to survive this, and it's just in your bones to do it. And it could be because you've earned this. You've earned this this leg up in life because you've worked so hard to get here. And it says, take off your masks. Embrace who you are. You have been through so much, and there is so much that tests us, and you can't be strong all the time. It's okay to be vulnerable with people. It's okay to tell them who you really, really are. It's okay to be weak with people. It's okay to dive into the Scorpio depths of who you are with somebody and become intimately connected with somebody that is going to be a relationship that you really want to really know you at that level. Maybe some of you just really desire a connection like that. It is possible, it looks like with your little Knight of Cups here, it is possible to find a connection like that moving forward. Mystery. I'm feeling very Scorpionic vibes. The Mask, right here, the Mask. And then, I wish I could see if you could see how well you can see that. And this Moon card, because it's water-based energy, because, this is kind of a very Piscean, kind of Cancer-y kind of card to me. And then you have this Mystery, and then take off your mask. This is a lot of water energy. I feel like some of you kind of like to hold your emotions really close to you. Don't let people in. You're very self-protective. And I feel like what's being challenged right now, especially because you've got this little dolphin, which is more water energy, understand that you will be able to maintain balance if you get vulnerable with somebody. Even if that person is deceptive, and even if they aren't, maybe they're a smooth talker. Maybe they're just somebody who just, is in some way deceptive to you. You're gonna feel it. You can trust yourself now. I feel like you can really, really, really trust yourself, and you don't have to be scared about the way that you feel anymore. Because if for some reason you are putting faith in the wrong person or the faith in the wrong situation, you have corrected the part of you that would be predisposed to do something like that and be completely foiled, in that particular relationship. I mean, you're just too insightful, and you've learned too many lessons to be scared anymore about connection. Okay, let's take a look and see what we have here. Okay. Whenever I see a cat, I think of 9 lives, and I think, we always think that our story is over, that we've wrote it and lived it, and this is just the way things are. But there's always another life to live. There's always another story to write. There's always another chapter to continue with. And so I feel like you are on the next chapter, and your life is not over. This is not the end to your story. I don't know where I got that from, but that's what I got. I always think this makes me think of the power and control issues that we're having right now. I think you are kind of above all that. This is much a very self-focused time for you. I feel like you are busy trying to lead in your own life and to empower your own life and take the power and control back in your own life. And I feel like you're doing really, really well with that, with this infinity symbol. This is giving and this is receiving. This is the ebb and flow of energy. This is what comes around goes around. I mean, it's like this it's like the synchronicities of the universe is like, you have a lot of really beautiful energy. I think of protection when we get like a little, when we get this little umbrella. It's protection from the heavy, heavy emotions, from the heavy water energy. It's like you're protected. You don't have to worry about being vulnerable or scared. Plunger. A clogged up energy is what I think of. You have the ability to release that clogged up energy. That is a very visual thing in my head right now. I think of the airline industry. I think there's going to be some talks, some developments about the airline industry, about the travel industry in particular. Hopefully they come to some conclusion about to save the airline industry, because it really does need it. And then this is Texas. Makes me think of Texas. It makes me think something might be going on in Texas this week. It's something political is going to go down with Texas. There's a dispute with Texas. There's some controversy. Okay. Ooh, I tuned into that one. I don't like that card. I don't like that one. I don't think that has anything to do with our reading. I'm sorry. Sometimes with pile 3, it's like a different kind of conversation. So I connect. The 3 is a weird number for me. It's like a highly spiritual number for me. So I kind of... Okay, I had to dig. Okay. Okay, what do we have? What's the first word I see? What do I see? I saw jogging, the perseverance. So you're moving forward and you're tough. You're tough. You're not going to let this get you down. You're not going to let it stop you. That's what I feel like. The rubber hits the road. I heard that. I don't know why. I love this. Is this... We don't have another R though. Really? I get sun. And we had this sun card here. Somewhere is the sun. We had the sun card. Sun coming out in your life, guys. 5. 5 is a significant number this week. 5 is the master number of change. 5 is communication and socializing and that sort of stuff. Do I see anything else, guys? Glad I don't see politics in here because I just can't. It's going to be such a poop show this week that I don't even want to deal with it, like, at all. That's all I see. A coup. Somebody's forming a coup. I was thinking of, like, people selling out Donald Trump. That's what I see. To save themselves. That's what happens. They're just going to sacrifice him to save themselves. I see that. It's tough. I think soon you guys are going to figure out what I'm talking about as far as in the, you know, the energy out there. You guys will understand soon what this whole storm is all about for everybody. Jeez, I hate seeing that. Ooh, I didn't see it. I thought I saw a cruel, but there's no L. That is so crazy, like... Oh, I like this one, guys. Free. Maybe you guys are a little bit free from all this intense energy that's coming down. Well, I guess it's a matter of choice, but you can be if you want to. Well, that is what I got. I'll try to see if I see something else, but let's get your numbers out. Okay. You guys have 9, which is a completion, an ending, end of a long journey, and you get to move forward with the next chapter. We've got 8, that's changes, that's moving forward. But we also have the synchronicity of the 8 and the 9, like, and the 13. It's funny because whenever I get 13, I've been getting it a lot this month, and it's like the 1 and the 3. So I think of the individual creating like a support system. I think of the 3, but I also think of balance too, because the extremes and you're balancing in the middle. I think of that in the 3s. So maybe it's for some of you, this has just been a really long journey with needing to, I feel like, so here's what's really weird. I'm going to tell you guys something really weird. Pile 3 is always very attached to politics and political energy and stuff like that. I'm not feeling it, and I think why I'm not feeling it is because you guys are not going to be focused on maybe you're just done. Maybe you just are tuning it out. You're not listening to the rhetoric anymore. Maybe some of you just, whatever is happening, you just assume that it's rhetoric, and you are done with giving away your power. And I think part of giving away your power is giving it to this toxic people with agendas, political agendas. And I think you're just above that now. I think you just get it, and you're knowing that you don't need to connect to that energy anymore, because that is not where you stay empowered, and you are into a balanced mindset. If you know how you're already going to vote, if you know, if you can feel how things are already going to go, you don't have to worry about it, because you're just so in tune on a different level that you don't need to seek out resources in order to validate and confirm the way that you feel, because you just have that all built within. And that is a very elevated way of living. I mean, a very, you guys just have a beautiful energy about you. I'm not gonna lie. 3 is a beautiful pile today. We have this number of change here. And maybe what is changing, maybe is part of just you knowing how to take control and stabilize yourself and keep yourself in balance and harmony. Oh guys, thank you so much for watching. I just wish you so much love in the world, and just go out there and be the change you want to see in the world. There is going to be a lot of stormy seas around you, and you guys just need to persevere and focus on yourself, and don't worry about what is going to happen with you, because for you, I think right now, what you are balancing with this like 2 of Pentacles energy is your sense of self and your sense of service to others. And I think that you're going to learn how to be a much more self-sufficient person and a much more self-focused instead of a people-pleasing person. And I just feel that you have a great future if you can stay on this path. Have a wonderful week, and I look forward to talking to you guys again next week.